morning. Who is up this early? Anybody up? Yes, Friday. I'm headed out. Get some things done Friday morning. Peace and love to everyone. Peace and love, everyone. Hope everyone had a great week. Most individuals are winding down for the weekend. See, they always got construction going on. Yeah, let me stay back. These trucks be kicking up rocks on the highway. My windshield got dinged yesterday from a rock. Always happens. Let's see if I can adjust this. Come on in, come on in. I know it's early. A lot of you all are probably getting ready for your day or headed to work. Peace and love, everyone. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. So, we had a very good call last night, Thursday call. Pretty good turnout on the call last evening. I always appreciate when you all take the time, spending time with me on the Thursday calls. Try to do things in a way where people gain something, you know, every time they come on, and you leave with, you know, deeper understanding, more clarity on some things to help you really make a decision on, you know, how you want to move forward. You know, one of the things that I touched on last night was know who you are. Know who you are in this, and anything really. You just want to know who you are. I did, let me see. This was a while ago. I think this is when, COVID first hit. Was it when COVID hit? I can't remember. It's one of the older videos. It wasn't on YouTube at the time. I think that's back when I used to go live on Facebook a lot. And I spoke about, you know how you do those personality tests. I think one of them is like Myers-Briggs. They have a number of them out there, but I know that when I worked at corporate America, that was one of the things that they rolled out. Human Resources had rolled this out. You know, they sent the email to everybody, like, hey, take this personality test. It wasn't like an IQ test or anything like that. It was just specifically related to your personality. You know, I guess so that they could get a better sense of how you interact in the workplace, work well with others, you know, what your strengths are, weaknesses, what your emotional maturity is, that sort of thing, um, very interesting, very, very interesting when you can sit back and look at those results. um, you know because you really learn a lot about yourself. You learn a lot about yourself, things that you maybe didn't know, things that you didn't know that you were doing, that you're doing, all of those things. I think my connection is going in and out based on where I am. You know, how are you with others? You know, these things are important because it speaks to the type of individual that you are. You know, it really does. And you don't always want someone from the outside looking in to tell you how they see you. It's good to have constructive criticism. It's good to have people really give you insight on yourself that you can really take and use to make improvements in different areas of your life. That's important because we don't always see what we do. We don't always see what we do, you know. But we want to have open mind and open heart so that if someone is telling us something, we can receive it in a way and take it and convert it into a change, some sort of change, to move forward. And that is evident in all of life's domains. You should always have forward progression, forward motion. The one thing I've realized over the years is that people are afraid of change. They think things are always going to be the same, or they resist it to the point where they can't function. They're stuck in that one place. They're just stuck. And change is one of those things that's constant in life. It's constant. Without change, you die. Things in life that are constant is time and change. So while people are resisting the change, time is still ticking. Things around them are changing. People are changing. Society is changing. Government is government is, they changing, but they still doing the same stuff, but in a different way. Still doing the same stuff, but in a different way. It's change is constant. It's gonna happen. So it's hard. It's resisting it. It's not going to be beneficial in any way. It's just not going to be beneficial. It's going to hurt you when you resist change. And being able to embrace change is a form of a mindset. It's like, do you have a fixed mindset or do you have a growth mindset? It's one of the things that you got to think about. Gotta think about it. Fixed mindset or growth mindset. And change. People get bent out of shape when it comes to change. They get angry when it comes to change. And it's like, it's gonna happen regardless. So why not just embrace it? Embrace the change, because it's coming. Change is coming. It's inevitable. Regardless if we like it or not, it's coming, so when you're dealing with the mindset of individuals who don't embrace that change, it can be a little difficult if people are, always used to doing the same thing over and over and over. Same things over and over, the same thought process over and over, the same speaking the same words, doing the same actions. Their disposition never changes. You know, it can be a little rough dealing with folks at work, family life, just being around people who don't want to change. But back to the self, the personality test. Like that self-evaluation, right? So tests like that, personality tests like that, like Myers-Briggs. I don't even know if I can't even remember if that's the right name. It's something like that. You get what I'm saying? You all can probably take and look something up online and see what you can find. There's different ones that you can take for free online. It's important to know the type of person that you are. Because let me tell you, over the years, along my journey, I've had to face things that I didn't realize I was doing. Just didn't know, because people are the way that they are, and so they don't always see. They don't see. I didn't see. So when people say stuff, I'm like, what are you talking about? Your defense mechanisms go up automatically. You're not trying to hear it. But with me, it's like I would still hear them, but I would resist initially. Then I would sit back and I would really think about it. Really, really think about it. Like, man, they're right. And that right there, when you're able to do that, that is true growth. When you can recognize when people saying stuff to you that you realize, that you eventually realize is true in some way, and then you make the adjustment. You make the adjustment. And the reason why this is important, oh man, I got an itch in my nose. It's important because when you're doing things and you have other people that depend on you for things to make stuff happen, or you're involved in something, that you're working on that could benefit someone else, benefit you, benefit your family, you're really working towards the greater good to put yourself and your family in a better position. You have to think about who you are. Okay, how are you in this thing? The thing, whatever the thing is that you're doing, it doesn't matter what it is. What is it? What's the thing? What is the thing that you're doing? You gotta really sit and do a self-assessment. You really gotta sit and do a self-assessment. Whether it be working a 9-to-5 job, if you're an entrepreneur, if you're pursuing any sort of remedies or whatever it is that you're doing, ask yourself the question, what type of person am I in this? And I wrote about this in one of my books. I can't remember which one. I think it was Image in the Mirror. It's one of those two. I can't remember which one. Yeah, can't remember which one. It's one of those. I'm sorry, y'all. I want to say it's the cheat code, because the cheat code is I wrote that book for the youth, to help people, to help the youth, with things and stuff like that. Hold on, I'm getting off at my exit. Just want to make sure I can get over these cars. Come on, y'all. Alright, so when you're involved in something, or you're planning,
stay here.
When you're planning, that self-assessment is important. because your strengths and your weaknesses will come out. Your strengths and your weaknesses will come out. And unless you identify those things up front or as you go along, oh my goodness, it'll hurt you in the long run. It'll hurt you while you're doing things, because you may think that something that you're doing is right and it's 100% wrong, but you won't know that. You just won't know. And if you are blind to the advice of others, or if you are deaf to the advice of others, it's just going to hurt you. It really will hurt you, you know. And so that self-assessment, to be real with y'all, it can literally be a matter of life or death. It really can be a matter of life or death. And I don't think people really think about that. They don't really think about what certain things mean, you know. What's gonna happen if I do this, or if I do that? Like, y'all gotta sit down and really plan the thing out. This thing called life, you know. Plan it out. Dig into it. Who you are, because that spills over into your relationships. It spills over into what you do. It spills over into your productivity. Spills over into your understanding. Spills over into your education, your learning, your retention. You know, how you view the world. It spills over into all of that. It really does. And a lot of people are just going through life and doing things like zombies. With you know, they're sort of kind of like on autopilot. And then they do stuff, and you know, then they have to go back and clean stuff up and stuff like that. And it's like, you know, so you got to know who you are when you're doing stuff. You don't want to just be out here doing stuff just to do it and listening to other people. And you know, you really have to know things. So if you're trying to move forward with any sort of anything, whether it be remedy, status, whatever that looks like, you want to do a deep self-assessment, self-evaluation. Because working with me, and I'm just, you know, transitioning over to back to this call from yesterday. You know, working with me behind the scenes, you will quickly find if it's for you or if it's not for you. You will. And a lot of people don't like being told what to do. They don't like following instructions. They overthink things, the littlest things. And it's hard for them to see the bigger picture. It's hard for people to see the bigger picture, you know? They can only see right here today. And then it's like, me. Look at me, help me, deal with this and deal with that, and me. And it's very difficult for people to resolve their own issues, you know, because they're so dependent on the next person. And it's okay. It's okay. But at some point, you're going to have to take lead in things. Really take lead, because you may be the only person in your family that is the pioneer or the individual that's going to bring about change in their atmosphere. So they look to you for answers, you know. And if you're not strong enough or wise enough, or you have personality defects and you have emotional immaturity, and you have all of these things in your world that create chaos and stuff like that, it's going to be very hard for you to lead anyone anywhere. You'll end up leading them right into a ditch. You'll lead them in a ditch. You know, so it's one of those things you really got to sit and think about. If you're doing a remedy, get your paperwork together. Be tight. Whatever it is that you're doing, keep things in good order. Everything should always be in good order. Right? Be organized. Be proficient. If you're dealing with multiple processes at once, set yourself up like an office at home. Make sure you have a good computer. You have a printer. You got paper. You have supplies so that you can carry out the thing that you need to carry out. You can do what you need to do. You can do what you need to do. You know, really just do what you need to do proficiently, you know. Because if you're unorganized, it's gonna show in your process. It will show. It'll show. And you gotta be able to follow through and finish it off. Whatever it is, you want to be able to finish it from beginning to end, all the way through. ABC 1, 2, 3, in order, in good order. And be clear on your intentions when you're doing something, anything at all. Know the end before you start. You should already know how it's going to end before you even start it. You know, because you've studied enough to know. I mean, I hope people should study first before they do anything, really. You just want to study. You know. Thank you all for giving the thumbs up. I appreciate you. I hope that, you know, sometimes I just like to get on here and talk about motivational stuff, give you something to think about. So as you come into the live and as you come and watch the replay, please come with a thumbs up. It helps with the engagement on the channel. Appreciate you all. You know, but yeah, just some food for thought on this Friday morning. Food for thought. You know, so just think about what I said. If you're struggling with some things, I know a lot of people don't like going to counseling. They like to run to social media, like social media is their counselor. You know, you want to bring the Most High into your conversation. Ask him first before you go to social media. You know, because a lot of the people on social media is just as broken as you are. And that goes just back to the blind leading the blind. All right. So anyway, food for thought. All right. Just think about what I said. Really reflect. You know, just really sit back and reflect on what I said. Just think about it. But yeah, the Thursday call was great. Had a great call. You know, calls are always great. We just got in there and we just had a really good, productive conversation. For those of you that have been asking me on how to join the call, the best way for you to get in the call is the best way for you to get in the call is to anyone that's in the private group. The private Facebook group has access to the call. Also, if you have purchased the course if you're already in one of the courses, then you have access to the call. I do now. If you're already in the private network, or not the private network, if you're already in a private Facebook group, you have access to the call every week. The links are dropped in there. Okay, every single week. You know, so you just want to get on there. If you register for the call, show up. I notice sometimes people don't, I mean, they register, but then it's like, okay, well, where are you? People don't always show up, but it's okay. So those Thursday calls is where it's at. You're going to want to get in on those calls, okay? All right, so I will drop the link in the description of this video once it renders. All right. And we will take it from there. But I hope to see you all. If you weren't there, I hope to see you soon on the Thursday night call. All right, so I just wanted to drop a few words of motivation. It's Friday morning. All right. Okay, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace and love. I'm just gonna pull over here because, yeah, right over here. All right. Yes, foundation first and foremost. You had a show last night. What do you do? Please share. All right. I've been in a group. A few groups are not many good teachers. I hear you on that. Yeah. Peace and love, Robert. JDL, Robert, Marcus. Thank you for joining. All right. I will see you all very soon. Have a blessed day.